What's up, guys? Okay, I wanted to do a quick live Q&A and giveaway before the weekend here, and I know you probably have some questions about this guy here, the new Tandem Stroller. Now that we've released a few videos and things like that on it, and especially with the pre-ordering coming up soon. So I'm just going to give everybody a chance to kind of get here, and I will get started on the Q&A, and then we'll also do a giveaway at the end of this feed, and I'll let you know. I always kind of like ask a question at the very end of the feed just to kind of qualify everyone for the giveaway, so I'll let you know what that is towards the end. And feel free to go ahead and start asking questions and everything like that, and I will start to dig through the comments once we get started. So we'll just give everybody a few minutes to get here, and then we can get started. Feel free to start asking questions in the comments. Also, I wanted to tell everybody that this is a pretty exciting package here. What this is, and I won't show it yet because I literally haven't even seen it yet. I literally just walked out of my office and grabbed it from the front door there. But this is the, you can call it prototype or sample for our parent organizer or parent console, the new one that we've developed. So that will go onto the strollers and give you the ability to have 3 cup holders, or 4 if you use the middle section. And a couple other like little pouches and things that we thought of. So I have some really exciting news about that as well, beyond what it actually is, that I'll eventually reveal as well. So we'll just give everybody a few minutes to get here, and then we can get started on some questions. I'm actually looking for my iPad because I think it worked best last time when I had that, just to kind of like pull up questions and stuff like that as you guys ask them. I got a little visitor in the office today, so I'm over here having a side conversation as well. We'll keep their identity covered. Let's see. All right, cool. I'm gonna just scroll through a few comments as I pull up other like common questions on my iPad here. First one I see, will there be a rain cover for the Tandem? Yeah, we're gonna have a rain cover. It'll probably ship a little bit after it, just because we're trying to develop it to where it fits like really nicely on this product. It's not just like a big cover that lays over top of it. We actually haven't done a lot of videos on our rain covers, and I probably should, just like spraying a hose on them or something to show the detail. But we custom design all of our rain covers to where they're like really tailor fit to our products, and then they have breathable holes in them, like strategically placed, and then they wrap really, really tight around things like the handlebars and accommodate for cup holders and everything like that. So they're not just like cheap generic rain covers like some of the other ones out there, especially the ones that'll fit like all Tandem strollers and everything. So the point being is that, yeah, we will have a rain cover that obviously fits just the XL1. We probably will not do a rain cover, at least at first, that just fits the Tandem seat. Maybe eventually, it would maybe possibly have some usage there, but I think that we'll probably just do the XL1 and then the Tandem as a whole. So yes, that will be available eventually. We'll probably offer it for pre-ordering right from the beginning, because we want to give you guys the opportunity to get that $5 discount on any accessories you add to your cart when you purchase the stroller. So I'm just pulling up my notes here. So one thing too, I'm gonna walk through, like right before pre-ordering. First off, like one common question we're getting is, are you guys gonna give us any kind of heads up besides just like the email alert before you guys start offering pre-ordering? Like, is it gonna be 10 minutes before? And we would never do that. We're parents, we get it. Like, I don't know if I even know any parents that could react to an email really that fast for something that important. So we'll probably give you like a 1 to 2 day heads up, maybe even longer. I can say that we got a lot done today, but most likely we'll need, I don't know, probably until at least like Tuesday or so of next week to get everything else finished. So it's going to be anywhere from like Monday to Friday, most likely of next week. But like I said, we're going to give you guys a pretty big heads up so you're not surprised. One thing I wanted to mention though is that we will probably try to get all accessories, including the tandem seat, available for pre-ordering, like to where you can add them to your cart before the actual pre-order date for the strollers. So the strollers you would not be able to add to the cart until like literally the date and time we push them live, but all the other stuff you'll be able to add to your cart. And the reason is because when we go live on the strollers, certain colors are going to sell out. And we also know that you want to get like accessories and all that stuff. So no one's going to want to, try to buy a stroller really quick and then also add all kinds of accessories to the cart, because you possibly could lose out on your stroller, which, it's crazy. And we wish we didn't have that problem. But it's real and, it's going to happen. So we want you guys to be able to like add your travel bag and your carry straps and whatever else you want to the cart, and just kind of like build your cart and have it ready to just add your stroller and purchase it. Let's see. Yeah, so I was just reading a comment there. Yeah, and so a question, will we be getting any more of the strollers we sell out of? Yeah, like basically we produce everything in batches. So, there's like called production runs, and then they come over on containers and all that stuff from our factory. And we're literally getting thousands of strollers in, but we have many more thousands of people on our email list than we have coming in. And so certain colors, they're going to sell out really, really quickly from what we can see. And then other colors, maybe they don't sell out at all, or it's like slower to sell out. All of our batches pretty much run in like monthly cycles, maybe 3 to 4 week cycles. So like anything that sells out, most likely we'll just have a whole nother pre-order launch date for that color that's probably going to ship 3 to 4 weeks later. So we would just kind of like regather and say, okay, looks like the XL1, Best V2 and Aqua sold out. Anybody who wasn't able to snatch one of those up, we're going to relaunch that color or any other colors that sold out on this date and time, and then basically relaunch it on that date and time and allow you guys to then pre-order it then. So most likely wouldn't go more than like 2 rounds of that. That would be pretty surprising. Yeah, so that should answer that question. Let's see. Okay. Will you be able to buy 2 colors? Yes, you can buy. Okay, so that's a great question. That'll allow me to actually start demonstrating something. So when we sell the Tandem, we will sell it as the stroller, which is the XL1 Best V2, and the actual seat, which is the Tandem seat. Okay, so these are 2 different pieces and will be sold accordingly. That will obviously allow us to like control inventory, like to the exact unit and everything. And like kind of make it a little bit simpler in my mind, just for everybody to order it, but also it'll allow us to really easily, instead of coming up with all these color combos and offering them in a drop down and all this crazy stuff, you'll literally be able to go, I want the orange XL1 Best V2, not the navy, but I want the navy seat. And literally, you would buy the 2 pieces, but when you get them, you would hook them together, and there you go. So that will allow you to do that really, really easily, and not, for it to be confusing and everything. Also, you know, if you ever wanted to come back, by the way, this will be offered in more colors than navy, but this is literally our prototype. It's the only one we have right now. The other ones are on the way. But you know, if you came back and said, I don't want orange anymore as my stroller color, or say that's the color you bought in the tandem seat, then you would be able to come back and say, actually, I want, you know, red. So you can buy the red stroller or the red tandem seat, or however you want to mix and match everything. Also, you guys have seen me lately post a few pictures, and I'll probably post a few more soon, but things like this where you've got, you know, the lime green stroller, but with a navy canopy. So these canopies and the strap covers right here, all of that stuff is going to be for sale separately. So what this would be, you would actually, if you had this combo, it means that you bought the lime green stroller, which came with the lime green canopy, but then you also bought the navy canopy. So that way you have like options. You won't be able to pre-configure them this way from the get-go, just because operationally we would have to do so much on our end to like pre-configure it that way, that these would be very expensive, like the options that way. So it actually makes better financial sense for all of us, and gives us the ability to keep the prices lower on the canopies to just be able to like add them on afterwards. So it basically would come out to almost the same price, but this way you get two canopies. What else was I gonna say about that? Oh, also so I won't go into detail, but the parent organizer, let's just say in a cool way, and you guys can pretty much figure it out, but in a cool way, the parent organizer is gonna kind of become our new wheel caps. It's gonna be like that little accessory that you can throw on that looks a little bit different than the stroller as a standard, and a really inexpensive way to kind of like give your stroller some flair, and obviously have a lot of usage and like real value to it as well beyond just aesthetics. So I'll leave it at that, and you guys will kind of know what I'm saying anyways. But I want to look at the sample and, you know, really dig into it before I start saying too much about that. I want to make sure that that's gonna be the deal. All right, I'm gonna scroll through a few things here. Side by side or tandem for 2.5-year-old and newborn. Okay, so first off, we're 6 months and up that sit directly in the seat. So that's one thing, you know, I always say it on every video. It's our recommended age range, right? So our seats don't recline 100% flat. That's what you have to have, plus an infant boot to be able to technically accommodate infants. So we're laser focused on 6 months and up that sit directly in the seat, parents that are on the go. Okay, that's ZOE. But for a young kid and like a baby, 6 months, and a 2.5 or 3-year-old, the question would be the Tandem or the XL2. And really, I always go back to, it's more of like a lifestyle thing, right? So it's the same thing with the XLC and XL1, and this is, I'll be a broken record here for a second for the people who watched our last Q&A. But one, you know, obviously if you only have one kid and you want the possibility of expanding to eventually have, you know, 2 seats, if you have 2 kids, then the Tandem's a really great option for that, because you can buy the XL1 now and then eventually add on the Tandem seat, right? Whereas the double's a double, side by side. But you know, like you're gonna pick up certain things with the XL2 that you don't have here, and vice versa. So here it's like the option. You can store this in places you might not be able to store this because it's a fixed width. The whole concept of the Tandem though with the storing is that it kind of does store like this side by side and can fit into compact cars and other places that typically Tandems can't. And you know, when they split apart, they can fit in like overheads of airplanes and stuff like that, which is pretty revolutionary if you think about it, with a double stroller being able to fit into an airplane overhead. I don't think there's one out there that can do it, you know? So that's kind of like a whole new thing we're going into, so, and introducing. But it's really like a lifestyle choice. I mean, some people like side-by-sides, where some people like tandems. You know, with the steering, even though we have, in my opinion, really, really, really good maneuverability for tandem strollers, it's a tandem stroller. So you get a bunch of weight in the front of our tandem stroller or any tandem stroller out there, and it's not gonna be the easiest stroller out there to turn. I mean, that's just an honest answer. But in the tandem world, if you were to put the same weight in our tandem as certain other tandems that are similar, not like the ones that are 60 pounds with, you know, wheels the size of my head, then ours is gonna turn better than those. So it just really just depends on like your lifestyle and which one fits you better. They're both really great products. I think I said in a comment that the XL2 will remain our premier double stroller. And I stand behind that. It is our premier double stroller. It folds a little easier. It maneuvers a little bit better. It has larger wheels. Both seats recline the same as the back seat here, whereas the front seat will recline a lot, but not quite as deep as the back seat. So there's like certain things where this is still our premier double stroller, but this one is right behind it and ahead of it in certain ways, like the ability to split apart and fold and store and stuff like that. And you know, being able to fit in a few more places where it's an inline versus a double side by side. But you know, like it really just comes down to your lifestyle and what you're trying to achieve. I think I said it on the last Q&A that ideally ZOE should become a stroller company where you can own, you know, 4 of our strollers and they don't overlap each other for the most part. They're all for like different purposes or different events or different, you know, parts of your life. So they're almost for 2 different customers in a way. All right, let me scroll down and look at a few questions here. And if you've joined us during the middle of one of my rants there, we're gonna do a giveaway at the end of this feed. I'll give you a question, you reply via comment, simple as that. So I have not forgotten about that. Let's see, backpacks. Yeah, I see some questions about backpacks. So we will have, I mean, while it's on screen, there's a backpack for the XL2. You literally fold this guy up and you can pop it right into a backpack, no problem. It's only 17 pounds, so you see that. Backpack goes right on your back. It's wide, but it's not crazy wide. You'll still fit through standard doorways and everything. And you're not gonna see many double strollers on people's backs, let's put it that way, because most people couldn't carry on their back. With the tandem, you're gonna have, let me get the XL2 over here real quick. You will have the front wheels locked and the brake on, there we go. You'll have the normal backpack that you could use for the XL1 Best V2. So, you know, when you're just using it like that, then you could fold this and put it on your back in the backpack, okay? Then there will be a separate backpack for the tandem seat. So if you're using like the XL1 and basically want to have, I have to be careful with this because it's a prototype. It folds easy anyways, but it'll fold much easier than that when it's production. So you'll have a backpack that you can use just for this. So basically I could be pushing my XL1 and have this on my back as like a reserve if you have a kid that's like, you know, like if you're at the zoo and you know your 3-year-old or 2.5-year-old or whatever it is gonna get tired and eventually wanna ride in the stroller, if you don't feel like pushing around a double stroller, you'd rather just have a little backpack, then this will be on your back. And then obviously those 2 components can be stored separately. So let me lock this really quick. It will lock automatically, the actual production one. Prototypes are scary things. They're very expensive, and you have to be careful with them. So basically, you can store those two pieces separately, whether it be in the overhead bin behind, the third row seat of a compact SUV or a Mini Cooper or whatever it is. But you'll also have the option to put those two together like your typical tandem stroller. So there's your typical tandem stroller. Actually, it'd probably be a really compact version of it. But you'll be able to put those together and put them in a backpack or store them as well. So there's 3 different backpacks that will apply. And this is basically the same size as the XLC. It's actually a little bit smaller. Obviously, this is the XL1 with the canopy up. And then together, basically they're gonna fit almost like our old XLT stroller, which was like kind of our full-size stroller that we no longer sell. So that's gonna be the backpack options and storage options. You'll be able to put this stroller on your back with 2 carry straps without a backpack, which is a whole new concept that we've introduced with the new XL1 and XLC. We probably will not do the backpack straps on the tandem seat itself at first, maybe eventually, but for now you'll be able to just get the backpack and put it in there. Yeah, I think that's all like the storage options on this whole setup. So I think a lot of you guys also wanted to see like, how does this fold, how compact, all that stuff. But I mean, you see, it's not, I personally have never liked 2-piece folding strollers because I've always looked at them. I mean, I've been in this industry for now, I don't know, like 12 years or something. And most of that time was consulting for other brands, like competitors of ZOE now. But I always looked at them and I'm like, why is that a 2-piece fold? It doesn't need to be a 2-piece fold. And so it was like a waste, in my opinion. It's an inconvenience, right? But, so like 2-piece folds are an inconvenience, technically. But if you're gonna have a 2-piece fold, it should be for a really good reason. The really good reason is because we're taking a double stroller and splitting it in half and allowing you to store basically a double stroller in Mini Coopers and overhead compartments and making it optional to truly have a single or double stroller, not optional to have a big single stroller that has an afterthought second seat on it, okay? So there's a really good reason, and we really went above and beyond making sure that the 2-piece fold was super easy and fast, that it's just as painless as possible. So it was really, really important to us because I personally do not like 2-piece folds. But there's a really good reason for this one, and it's not hard at all. All right, I'm just gonna look at a few more questions here. Yep, weight limit is the same for both seats. Obviously, I'm looking for my Starbucks here. Obviously, there is a size difference of basically the leg rest because it's stadium seating, right? So all tandem strollers, for the most part, some are reversible and all that stuff. And that's a common question too. Can this seat reverse? Can it become another stroller? Can it attach to the double? And all I've said there's only like certain things I can say there, especially because this system is patent pending. All I've said there is basically there's about a dozen ideas that we can think of internally here and kind of whittled it down to that we would love to pursue using this new system. And so basically the next 12 months at ZOE should be a pretty fun time, but that's all the detail I'll go into with that. Yeah, I totally lost my train of thought for the first part. But basically, so basically, yeah, I don't even know what I was talking about before then. So, oh, the weight limits. Yeah, okay, weight limits. I knew I'd get it. Okay, so you basically have like a shorter leg rest right here, which that's going to be, for the most part, the only difference between these seats. This one sits lower and has a lower leg rest, like skinnier. If you can kind of see it, I'll put down my drink. If I take, well, I'll leave this together, but I'll show you. another XL1 next to it. So you can kind of see it there. Seats are pretty much the same. Tandem sits a little bit lower because it's stadium seating. That way the kid in the back here can actually see out. I just posted a picture of our twins in the stroller from yesterday, I think. And you can see my daughter looking out from the back, my son in the front. And even if you look at like their angles of their feet on the footrest, you know, the front seat's gonna be, the knees are gonna be just a little bit higher. But that's pretty much the only difference, you know, height-wise, weight-wise, all that stuff. So all of our seats are tested to 50 pounds each per seat and rated to 18 kilograms. All right. Let's see. Scrolling through, just looking for a few questions that I haven't answered. Yeah, Stephanie says that's easier to fold and unfold than my single. Exactly. I mean, that's, you know, there's so many strollers out there that are so hard to fold. They're like 2 and 3 piece folds, and there's absolutely no reason for it. Like, the people could have totally taken the time to make it to where it was a 1 piece fold. So if you're gonna have that 2 piece fold, it should, or 3 or 4 piece fold, it should totally be worth it, right? Oh, cool. Yeah, lots of people saying I love how easy they fold. Let's see. Yeah, backpack for the XLC. Yes, there will be a backpack for the XLC sold separately. We try to include a few things that we're pretty confident that most people are going to want on a stroller. So I took them off of that for some reason, but I'll just grab this black one back here. Basically, what we include with all of our strollers that are capable, because the XLC can't have certain things on it, but does have the adjustable footrest, the child cup holder and child snack cup. So you can see those up close. It's like a little bowl type connector and then an actual cup holder. Those are reversible, so I took them off, I think, like that, and we'll reverse them. And then parent cup holder comes with it. And then also, let's see, belly bar. So then belly bar goes on at the exact same spot. So you take these off, snap, snap, and then the belly bar can swivel up and down to let your child in and out if you'd like to. And then we are working because, and this isn't like a promise that it's going to come out, but it's been a huge request to be able to use the belly bar and a snack tray or cup holders or something like that at the same time. And back here in the back of the tandem seat, or the original stroller part of the tandem, you use these connectors to attach the 2 strollers, right? There's a connector down there, like claw connectors, and then there's the connectors here. So we've already thought and started to like talk about a possible accessory that goes here that utilizes the belly bar to give you back like cup holders and things like that. So if we do that, it's only natural that we would then try to make it to where it's backwards compatible with this, right? And then on the double, it would be backwards compatible with this and this. Okay, so we're going down that route. No promises. Who knows what the timeline is? Could be quick, could be a long time. Depends on what we make it of and all kinds of things like that. But we're trying to go down that route and develop something that would kind of be backwards compatible and everything, which would be awesome. Let's see, just scrolling through a few more comments. Probably gonna sign off around 1:45 Eastern time. So anybody who's like, please stop talking